Okay, so we're here in the centre of Auckland at Mount Hobson, about to destroy the body. Here goes. Okay, so we're into rep 1. Already steep as anything. First rep done, heading back down for rep 2. It's about 350 meters of distance and 200 feet of climb, so ratio is pretty good. Gonna aim for about 10 of these. Yep. So a really good way to build your leg strength and tolerance on a rep pyramid like I'm doing today is to massively go fast on the descent, and then when you turn around and go on the ascent again, your legs are essentially switched into the lactate system, which can massively improve your tolerance. So fast on the downs and steady and gradual on the ups will build your capacity to be more efficient on the hills. Okay, so that's rep 3 done. Down to the sign, about turn straight out of the face. One thing I was working on the descent there was really going quick, fast steps, so then when I bout turn and go back on the ascent, the first 50 to 60 meters I can maintain a good solid running pace through this thick grass, and then break into a hard stride, and my legs are not the limiting factor. Too often we're too timid on the descent, and then all of our load is placed on the uphill again, especially when we're doing reps, and the uphill becomes the limiting factor. But if we periodize and program our downward phase better, the upward phase progresses at the same time, meaning a more productive hill session. Okay, that's rep 4 done, about 600 feet in, 1.3k, so it's a lot of gain and it's hot. Yeah, back down, rep 5 coming up. Rep 6. Let's go. Another massive little training tip for anyone watching is how they breathe on the uphill. Now, a lot of times I try and get into a bit of a rhythm of doing 4 steps and then 4 steps, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm exhaling and inhaling on every 4th step. And that just helps me keep a momentum so I don't get into panic breathing, which a lot of people do, and it's to their detriment. Okay, rep 7 now. It's picking up a little bit, the pace of each rep. Just trying to get a little bit faster each time, just to make it as efficient as I can for the duration that I'm doing it for. Roughly about 34 minutes in, done 6 reps. We've got 1,000 feet in the legs, but I always try and look at it as it's not just 1,000 feet up, you get 1,000 feet down, and that is where the gains are made. So that is where you become faster and more explosive on the hills, because for hill training with strength wise in the gym, step ups are kind of your go-to. But on the lowering phase and the eccentric loading, like I've been talking about a lot today, you can't really mimic that. Obviously with explosive jump work in the gym, but it's not specific, so that's where I want the overload to be. That's rep 8 done. Starting to feel it a little bit, but just cracking on and making a concerted effort to improve my mental approach to these sorts of sessions, because they're not easy, they are demanding mentally, more than physically in my view, because you're going up and down the same hill. It's the same as swimming up and down the same swim lane. It does get mentally taxing, but this is what's going to help you and me when it comes to doing more competitive sorts of endeavors, because you know that you're training that muscle, and it is a very, very valuable session and a lot to take away from it. So always having a positive mentality when you're doing something like reps. Okay, last one now. That's 10 reps. Let's push it from the bottom again and go at max chat. Let's go. Okay, so that's rep 10 done. Decent effort, decent session, productive, constructive, applicable, measurable. Lots of different things that come with good planning and knowing what you're doing when you're doing it. Thanks for watching. Next hill session is going to be long, more technical. Okay, so what did I learn from that session? I think it's important to know what you're looking at getting out of a session like that. You know, it was about 1,800 feet of climbing in the end. Now, that isn't a lot at all, but the way in which we did it and the constructive nature of why we were doing it and our approach is why those sessions are so effective. We weren't just going up and down for the sake of it at a low pace, tentative, timid on the descents. We were going at it with a deliberate focus, and that focus was, how can I see the gym training that I have done carry over to the descending work? And that was the main focus. The uphill's fine, you can kind of carry through uphill specificity quite easily, but the thing is about it is it's the downhills that we always start to become deconditioned at, and just working on that fast explosive negative phase, I can really see how the gym work that I've been doing, in specifically eccentric isometric training, has carried over. I haven't been back squatting heavy, I haven't been deadlifting heavy, I haven't been doing any traditional forms of strength training. I've been doing a lot of overcoming isometrics, I've been doing a lot of resisted band strengthening, just to improve the tolerance eccentrically, and it's carrying over because I've had a long-term injury. I'm having to focus on this as a continuum. It's not just a phase thing, it's all the time. And now I've started to slowly increment productively and structured specific hill work in. I'm seeing the returns, and that's a big message I want to get across. It's not just about going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and becoming stronger. The strength needs to be applicable to what you want to do, and that's what I found out today, so I'm pretty happy with that. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and should be, I don't know, about 10 minutes long or so with all my ranting, but good productive session. And next time you go out and you want to really get benefits from doing a high intensity work like that, have a structure, okay? Reach out to a coach, speak to me, and I can give you some advice and coaching and guidance for a little bit of period of time, and you can take away all of those skills for a lifetime. So thanks for watching.